Welcome everybody, my name is François Letarte and this is my channel D30, a channel about tabletop role-playing games. This will be a video response to your humble game master, which has made a video called Bottles and Babies. He's telling us his life right now as a new dad. He seems to have a toddler at home, and how he manages his hobby with the fact that he has a young kid. And well, this is certainly a video that can reach many people here, since many of us as kids, in all different ages. So I think we can all share some of our experience on how we made it or not. Having a kid in your life is a life-changing factor, a heavy one, a happy one, I must say, because yeah, having a kid is a very happy event in someone's life, should be at least. In my case, I have 3 kids, and they bring much joy into my life. Well, probably my most happy moments in my life are with my kids and my family, so I'm very fortunate to have that. Nevertheless, the role-playing game has a big place in my life too. And first of all, yeah, even if you have kids, whatever the hobby you're doing, just don't forget about it. Okay, it's still a part of you. Whether you practice a sport or you make music, but expect that you will do a lot less than you used to. Okay, so you have to rearrange your life a little. I must say that when my first son was born, I wasn't playing anymore. I was some sort of a break. Lots of stuff happened in my life just before he was born. I was in school, I was back to school, and I had lots of study to do while having a full-time job with that. It was very time-consuming. So yeah, role-playing game was put aside. So when the kid arrived, there was no question of having this back again, but I was thinking about it all the time. I was looking at my book, talking with other players from my group of friends, and yeah, and there was always that project to bring this back. What helped into getting back into it? It's simply sitting with your significant other, the mother of my kids, which is my fiance. Well, it's to have a sit down with her and talk about it, talk about how to have a time for that. It's important, whatever you want to do, that both parents has some time for themselves to do something that they want. And yeah, we agreed on making a Friday evening session every 2 weeks mostly, and well, it's been mostly 9 years later, and I'm still have that time schedule, which works fine. You have to be patient. Since you are more limited than you were, your group of players might change. Some of your players might not be able to be flexible to your new limitations in time. My time window to play is a time like that, so you have to work. You have to accept that your group might change, and it might be long before you have a group that will be able to game at the same spot as you, since you cannot change your evening as you want and all that. Every time you change something in the schedule when you have toddlers, it's very it's very energy consuming, just making sure that everything is all right at home while you're gaming. Well, and another thing that make it happen for me is that the game were to be at my home, at my place, and Yeah. So if you were used to get into your own little bubble while playing, forget about that because the kid is around. Yeah, in the deal is that I have to be available for the kids. If something, when you're parents, you are two persons normally. So yeah, you have to help the other and be available for your others. So yeah, the games were interrupted. Well, more often when my kids were younger. It's less like that. But even today, it's very noisy in the house because the players I have found also have kids about the age of my kids, and so yeah, when we're gaming together, well, all the kids are playing together and they are kind of very excited and they're making lots of noise, and my gaming place has some common as some common rooms where the kids are playing, and I can't do better than that. But at the same time, I'm very fortunate because well, we're all players, we're all dad players, so we kind of not hear them. I think only once we had to really set ourselves into another room just to make sure we can make the game. There was a very noisy evening, but usually it's very noisy, and the young kids and all that. Yeah, you have to expect that this will change too. It might not be as quiet as you were used to. For games, for the games themselves, unless you're able to be only the player, being a game master, personally, I had to cut a lot into the work. I had to get straight to the point with less work as possible, with simple game systems that I don't have to study in the week because I don't have the time anymore. Before I began to have kids, the last game I ran in my life was a couple of year-long 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons games, and back then I had time, and it's a very complicated game, and I had time to sit down and study the book. No one would stop me to do that. But with kids, I thought about when I first had kids, maybe getting back to 3rd edition, but forget about it. I wasn't able to study it. So I began to explore different game systems up to a point where I found game systems that fit my new lifestyle. Advanced Fighting Fantasy, I talk about it once in a while, is one of them. That's a perfect game which has something. There's something about that game, and I just grab the game easily, and it's easy for me to prepare and run, and I don't have to look at the book that much. So that's perfect when I don't have time in the week. Yeah, your time will be cut out, so the games you will play will change. Well, I'm talking to people who don't have kids yet. Yeah, expect that. If you want to be fair between your hobby and your family, expect that you will have to cut into that. The game you will play, the place, the place where you will play, the time that you can play. Yeah, expect that it might happen. I'm very fortunate to play that much. I'm able to game way more than I thought I would at some point. Of course, my kids are getting a little older, and I have more freedom when I'm gaming than I used to, because I used to be the kind of DM with always a baby in his arm, and run the game with the baby on one arm with the baby and the other end holding dices. Yeah, well, that was quite fun anyway. But yeah, you have to adapt to that. But yeah, I'm very fortunate with online gaming, which was a quite nice solution. This was a way for me to get involved into a little more gaming, because online gaming I can choose a little more the time I can, depending on the group, of course. But I was able to get me into some very long campaign, a very long one of the Dark Eye and some other games, and I was able to do it in a time schedule that wasn't bothering my family life and all that. It was easy to set up for me. Of course, it was some sort of compromise. It wasn't a regular schedule, and I'm still having that schedule, by the way. I play, for me, it's Sunday evening from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Yeah, but I was able to manage that in order for not to be tired at the job the next day. I was able to keep my energy and keep on going with that game, and I'm fortunate enough once again to have players to play with that time schedule. Right now I can say hi to Chris, Brian, and Scott. We're playing Metamorphosis Alpha, and yesterday 2 characters died. Yeah, very lethal game, but nevertheless I was able to do that. And yeah, there's a challenge right now. Okay, I'm about to get into a all-for-one game with some players I really want to play with. And once again, I will get through the same procedure. I have to sit down with my fiance and talk with her and trying to set up this thing, just not to leave her alone with the kids while I'm playing, because this game, well, we want it to happen, maybe not weekly. Well, personally I wouldn't be able to do that, but yeah, with enough regularity to sit down and set up the stuff and try to see from my part with kids how I can deal with that. Yeah, and well, I was able to get into some conventions, one recently in person, Brigade Con, and all those conventions. It's just a teamwork with your family, your significant other, your kids. It's just a teamwork, trying make sure that everyone is fine, everyone is having what they need, and everyone is happy with the deal. But but even though with the best deal available, it might not be what it used to be when you had all the free time that you wanted, and you had people who were in the same situation, and you could game for hours and hours, mostly every day if you wanted. No. For me it's over. I expect it to take a couple of years if I want to come back to a schedule like that, though I doubt that I will be able to come back like that, as we're getting older, more responsibilities, kids are not, so, but it's okay like that, everything is great, so I'm not complaining here. Bottles and Babies, go see the Humble Game Master original video. The link will be down there. If you want to video response, write a response over there. Feel free to do it. It's all over there. You can do that. So that was it. François Letarte, JDR D30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.